Have you ever heard the expression of foot and mouth disease? That's what we're going to talk about, and bad managers that are suffering from this illness. Welcome to the channel Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help new managers become more confident leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. Now listen, before we get chirping on these bad managers, I want you to go download your free PDF of 14 things that managers must know. It will help you, I promise. Okay, bad managers. What do they say? How are they suffering from foot and mouth disease? The first thing they say is, I don't care if you agree with it, I want it done. Pardon? Here's the thing. When a manager or somebody, anybody says that to you, that in and of itself shows no respect to you, your ideas, your opinions. This is someone who thinks they have all the ideas or that their boss has all the ideas. This is someone who doesn't understand that the frontline staff or the team that they're managing is closer to the customer, is closer to the end product, is closer to the sale than they ever will be. And that person that they are belittling might actually have the answer, might have the idea. So to sit and to say, I don't care if you agree with it, I want it done, and not hear why this person may not think it's the best way to go. To me, that's a very silly, amateur move. You need to be willing to listen to the people you're working for. Yes, you're a manager. That means you're working for them. That's just the way I do it. Number two, they say, well, that sounds like a personal problem. Of course it's a personal problem. You are working with people. As a manager, you are managing people, and people, oddly enough, do not have a switch to turn off their personal life. They do not have a switch to not worry about their mother in the hospital, to not worry about their kids at home if there's problems at school. This is life, and work is a small part of life. And if you're one of these deadbeat managers talking down to people and saying that's a personal problem, you're the problem. We have to be understanding. We have to know that people, as much as you may not want to deal with personal problems, people have personal problems. And it's up to you to help them get the most work done and still be able to deal with life. Because I know this may come as a surprise to some people, but work is not the end-all be-all. It really isn't. So help your staff know that they can have personal problems. Know that it's normal to have things not going perfectly at home. And if you can, help them. If you can't, allow them to help themselves. So this idea of that sounds like a personal problem, yes, of course it is. We're dealing with people. Number three, if you don't like this job, I'll find somebody who does. Here's the funny thing with that one. This idea of the great resignation that has been talked about on all news outlets, including Dr. Phil. The funny thing is that bad managers have been saying this for so long. They've been saying it, especially, I know for a fact, in the hospitality industry, in the food and beverage industry, in the retail industry. Those that can't really manage people are quick to say, if you don't like it, you can leave and I'll find somebody to replace you. But the great resignation is proving that is not the case. So as a bad manager, I suggest you get watching all of these videos on this channel and other channels that I've shared, because you need to step up your game. You now need to figure out how you're going to keep employees, because the turnover, it's not good for you. We're not finding replacements the way we once did. So that attitude of, if you don't like this job, I can replace you, you might want to slow down on that one. Just a touch. Listen, I know I said I got 5, but stick around because I got 6. Here's one for you. I'm not telling you again. Really? Really, you're going to talk to me like I'm your child? You're going to talk to me like you're my parent? Listen, I've talked in other videos where I've said, sometimes I've looked at my staff like they're my kids. And I meant that, and I mean that with the utmost of respect, because I want my kids to exceed. I want them to excel. I want them to be proud of their accomplishments. I want them to go out on their own and do things and come to me if there's issues that they need help with. That's how I manage. I want my staff, I want my team to excel. I want them to exceed. I want them to go out on their own and take their ideas and make what we do more successful. And if they need help, I'm there to help. That's how you relate your staff to kids. But when you change that just a little bit and you talk down to people, like people do sometimes talk down to kids, then we have a problem. Because here's the thing, unless you're actually the person's father, you're not their father. You're not their mother. You don't get to talk down to them like that. So check yourself. Number 5, when I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. Listen, I've seen the t-shirts, I've seen the memes, they're funny. I've said it to friends here and there. But if your boss or you're a boss that has ever said this to an employee, you, my friend, are playing a fool's game. The opinions of your team, of your staff, you should be wanting to hear. You need to hear, because here's the thing, like in number 1, they're the front line. They know the problems. They know the situations. So you want them to feel comfortable sharing ideas with you. You don't know it all. You can't know it all, and you will never know it all. So make sure your staff are bringing stuff to you and you're not just dictating what they need to know. Life doesn't work that way anymore. Maybe it did in the 60s, in the 50s, I don't know when, but it's not working today. And here's the final one, and this one chaps my buttocks. Well, that is a dumb idea. Really? A dumb idea. That's what you're going to tell your staff member, your teammate, that they have a dumb idea. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It's possible. But when you belittle somebody like that, when you kick them in the teeth because they shared a dumb idea, what you've done is you've silenced them. And when they have the next big idea for your team, the next $1 million idea for your company, yet they don't share it because the last time they were told they were dumb, they were called stupid for sharing such a silly idea. That is going to cost you. That's going to cost your department, your company, who knows what else. So all ideas are not created equal, understood. But there's a way of moving past a not so stellar idea without beating somebody down to where they will never share an idea. We are great managers here. We lift people up. We do not beat them down. That said, let me lift up my coffee. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.